C Plus is not a game that is the continuation of vanilla in the truest sense of vanilla World of Warcraft. Vanilla World of Warcraft as a game, as an idea, is effectively dead in the modern landscape. People want vanilla, but they don't really want to play vanilla the way it's meant to be played. They want vanilla with modern systems. They want to play a vanilla WoW that's faster, has more endgame systems. People want things like heroic raiding. They want things like heroic dungeons and mythic plus type things. I'm not saying they want those things in particular, but flex raiding was drastically more popular than 40-man raiding. Drastically. People liked certain changes from the future. They don't want the full change. So when you have people like Cargos or Hammerdans talking about their sources saying that this game isn't vanilla, it's not TWoW, it's not this, those sources aren't necessarily wrong, but it's not retail World of Warcraft. If retail World of Warcraft was 10 on the scale, and vanilla WoW, the original vanilla WoW, was a 1 on the scale, Wrath is about a 3, and Mr. Pandaria is about a 5 or a 6. This game, C+, Classic 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever the namesake of this product or project is going to be. I don't know if Camelot's just like a name that they put there as a placeholder, or if it's the actual name, like it's going to be World of Warcraft Classic Camelot. But Classic Plus is not being designed for you, the era Andy. You, the vanilla Andy. If you are a die-hard era, die-hard hardcore, die-hard play the game the old school, complete true to the old school version of the game, you are probably going to be disappointed. The game is going to be faster than Classic, but it's not going to be drastically faster. But it's not going to be as smooth as retail where things are just effectively a breeze. The game is going to have way more endgame systems, but it's not going to be bloated like retail. It's quite literally going to be a game that is not retail, not MOP, not Wrath, but not Classic. It is a game that builds on the fundamentals and foundation of Classic World of Warcraft, but is a step away from that. Slow leveling, but faster than vanilla's baseline. But it's not going to be anywhere near retail or Mr. Pandaria. Class power where you have more than 1 or 2 buttons, but it's not going to be like 18 buttons or 10 buttons or 9 buttons, probably 3 to 5 per class. It's going to be new zones, but every existing zone will be revamped. There'll be new dungeons, new hubs, new quest lines, new quest chains. They'll also then go ahead and finish all the existing quest chains, the Defias Brotherhood and that deep storyline. Finishing Kalimdor because it's really unfinished. Just so you guys are aware, Kalimdor is very, very unfinished. Adding zones in between where it makes sense that the storylines can continue and those fundamental story beats can progress. Flex rating, but they still want to have that 40-man classic ability. So the heroic version, 20-man, you got to do 20-man to get the heroic version. You can't bring in more than 20 people. And then flex is 20 to 40. Bring 40 people, have a good time. Heroic doesn't give better gear, it gives slightly more gear. It gives gear with a fiery cosmetic, a shadowy cosmetic, a frozen cosmetic effect. We're probably going to be getting heroic dungeons in Classic. Heroic Ragefire Chasm, a level 60 version. Every dungeon from level 10 dungeons to level 6 dungeons will have a heroic version. We might even get Heroic Plus. I don't think they'll call it Mythic Plus because of the connotation with the retail, where the dungeons scale forever. It doesn't give better gear, but you get a mount or a title or an achievement. Kind of like retail WoW does with like your achievements, you know, your 3400, your Keystone Master, etc. Not better gear, not better anything, but you just get better cosmetic rewards, title rewards, etc. Things that you grinded towards. And that's fundamentally the thing, is that a lot of retail-esque systems are gonna get classified. That's not the right word, classicified. That's also not a real word, I just made that word up. So expect all the things from retail WoW that could be good, but don't work, to be attempted to make to work. Like, let's talk about things that are 100% coming to C+. New zones, new raids, new dungeons, class balance, new specs like Warlock, Tank, Shaman, Tank, etc. That's pretty much confirmed. New races. I don't know which race they are. If I didn't know what race they are, I'm not gonna tell you guys. Skyborn. But that's probably not the real race either. Elves. A lot of elves, guys. The best elves? That's a really shit Donald Trump impression. Anyways, the point is, there are certain things that are 100% confirmed for C+. But the exact level of things being added to the game, the exact level of content being thrown at you and how that content plays, how that content looks and feels is very, very different than what a lot of people are expecting. So when you see that Cargo's video, or the Hammer video, or the Jerdy video, or the Dev video, the Dev Dave guy, really great content creator, by the way, I really love his stuff. And you know, you see Ike Aki and all these other content creators that are coming out of the woodworks and making videos, and they're really entering the scene. You even see retail content creators starting to make Classic Plus content, because C Plus is a version of the game that is not classic. It is a far cry from retail. Sawed through so much shit at the wall that a lot of shit didn't stick and just completely missed. C Plus is gonna throw less shit at the wall. It's gonna be throwing shit at the wall that people want. Whether they make it the way we all want is up to debate. But what I can confidently say from the bottom of my heart, if you are a classic Andy, you are somebody like Greek Wario, right? Very, very passionate, very, very in love with the true spirit of the game and how it's meant to be played in his vision of how the game should be. I don't think GDKP is in the spirit of classic WoW, but at this point in time, there's so many bosses, unless Blizzard brings GMs back or other things to address it. Like banning GDKP was a stopgap measure. It wasn't a great solution. They need to fundamentally address the botting and the gold buying and gold selling, and they need to actually ban half the player base. But you know what? No, let me not just become Garrosh. But at the end of the day, this game is not being made for somebody like Greek. It's not being made for somebody like Dwarf Lord or all the other classic Andys who love World of Warcraft Classic. They can play that same game for 20, 30, 40, 50 hours a day. It's not being made for the hardcore players. It's not being made for the retail players. It's being made for the vast majority of MMO players that have quit gaming. An old school MMO made modern. There is more people that have quit playing MMOs globally than there are people currently playing MMOs. World of Warcraft has over 125 million accounts. Half of them are bots or second accounts, right? Let's just wipe the 75 million are fake accounts, right? 75 million fake accounts, bot accounts, second accounts. That is 50 million people that have played World of Warcraft. That means there's currently 41 million people that played WoW or subbed at some point in the past and is no longer subbed. When there was 7 million classic subs, there was about 2 million retail subs during Shadowlands. 7 million to 2. That shit's reversed now. But retail WoW isn't growing with new players. There are no new players. It's mostly returning players. This is Blizzard's attempt at, with retail WoW going to the last height in the World Tour Saga and WoW 2.0 afterwards, whether that's good or not, again, debatable. A lot of Blizzard's future is debatable. The Blizzard is cooking. They're doing absolutely amazing. But it is cooking. It's absolutely insane how our Blizzard has been doing in the last few months, the last few years. They went from being at their rock bottom to, well, they're not amazing now, but they're not like just fundamentally, like they're amazing, but they're not as peak as they used to be. But Overwatch has peaked, Diablo 4 is doing amazing, World of Warcraft, for everyone hating it, regardless, let's talk about classic WoW, because Mr. Pandaria, abandoned and dead, TBC, abandoned and dead. But retail WoW is cooking, they're having a great time in retail WoW. And I think C+ is Blizzard's attempt at making classic WoW a stable long-term project. Because classic, TBC, and Wrath, the first time around for the classic versions, 2019 to 2023, had millions upon millions of subs and players. But each new reiteration, each new fresh launch is less and less and less players. And fundamentally, Blizzard doesn't want less players, they want more players. C+ is the forever version, the new version of the game that is meant to last forever. And that is going to be a difficult task. Will they succeed in actually capturing the player base? I do believe they're going to succeed in capturing the initial wave of millions upon millions of players. But will they hold it? It's absolutely possible, but not a guarantee. I personally believe that Blizzard is going to come in, dick swinging, grab the massive player base and maintain that massive player base. I think we're going to be looking at the first time Blizzard has hit 15 million subscribers ever. Retail WoW is about, I think based on last metrics with China, there was 10.1 million subs and 33% of the subs were Chinese. So about 3 million players in China, 3.3 million, about 6.7 million players in EU, NA, Oceania, etc. I think with C+, they might hit 15 or 16 million subs. And I think, especially in China, they might push that shit even further. We might look at, and this is kind of pushing, this is kind of cope numbers. 20 million. Very cope numbers, but with China, C+ in China might go next level. Again, don't quote me, but there's a chance. But I think 15 million is a realistic number of subscribers for World of Warcraft with C+, The Last Titan, and WoW 2.0. Regardless, whether, again, I know that's a very schizo take, chat. I know you guys are over here going 20 million, absolutely insane. But I don't think 15 million is schizo. Classic 2019 brought close to 7 million, 8 million subscribers. It was an insane amount of people that came to the game. If Classic 2019 could bring over 500,000 subs, and we're sitting at 10.1 million right now. If C+ is good, C+ could bring in a bit over 500,000. And I'm going to choose to believe, because I'm a C+ coper, I've been like talking about C+ for years at this point. So I'm choosing to believe, maybe gaslight myself and gaslight chat, But I think C Plus might be bigger than 2019. Again, just my theory and my opinion. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just choosing to believe on that. Regardless, C Plus is getting announced at BlizzCon. There's going to be a demo at BlizzCon. We're all going to get to play the game at BlizzCon. There's going to be dev interviews. They're going to go into detail. They're going to share a lot of information. They're going to actually go fundamentally deep dive into the game. They're going to truly and absolutely share a lot of information, a lot of details, a lot of things about C+. And everybody at BlizzCon is going to get to play it. So as soon as BlizzCon ends, you guys are going to get flooded with, not millions, hundreds of people, thousands of people sharing their BlizzCon experience, sharing their belief, how much they enjoyed the experience of C+. And I think C++ is fundamentally going to bring Classic WoW to the next level. I think Classic WoW is going to enter its golden era, its second golden era, and I think it's going to be a forever era. It's not going to be like 2019 where people were like, oh, what's happening, or TBC or Wrath, what's going to happen afterwards. We're not going to get a Cataclysm and a mop and the future is in jeopardy. We're going to be getting a 10, 15, 20-year game that's going to last a very, very long time with millions of people playing all throughout. And I think C++ is going to change the baseline like genre of MMORPGs. Like World of Warcraft in 2004 literally shifted the global experience of MMORPGs. It stifled and killed the MMORPG scene. Everything is now a WoW or a WoW clone. I think 2019 was another massive metamorphosis for World of Warcraft, pushing it into the global limelight all over again. An old school RuneScape showcases how much people love that old school style of game. And I think C++ is going to be the next time, the third version, where the game is like that. Whether you guys will like it is debatable. Because keep in mind, this game is not being made for you. The individual person does not matter here. Blizzard is making this game for the largest super majority of MMORPG classic enjoyers. The largest portion of the community that wants to play the game, that will enjoy the game. There's going to be content for the casuals, there's going to be content for the sweaty, there's going to be content for everybody in between. This isn't going to be a one and done game where only sweaty people or casual people, only hardcore players or only super turbo classic, don't touch grass degens are going to enjoy and love. C+ is a game that is literally a new version of World of Warcraft. Call it Classic 2, call it Vanilla 2, the name is irrelevant. But this isn't Era, this isn't Classic, this isn't Anniversary, this isn't Vanilla. It is the future iteration, an alternate timeline where the Dark Portal doesn't open, where the future is being made as we play. This isn't retail. This is the third branch of World of Warcraft, and whether you like it, it doesn't matter, they're making it. And I can't wait to fucking deep dive and play the shit out of it for the next 5 years till the right MMO comes out. Anyways, if you like this rant, like and subscribe. If you hated it, fucking leave a hate comment, leave a good hate comment, leave a creative hate comment. Flame me the good way with some good creativity. Thank you all. Love you guys. Eben out. Peace. See you guys at BlizzCon.